Well, hello. How you doing? Come on in. Come on in. It's so overcast. It's so gloomy today. And guys, you're not going to believe this. For the first time in a very long time, I had the worst case of insomnia last night. I was literally up until 5 a.m. Central Standard Time. 5 a.m. So I slept till noon today, which that's really only 7 hours. It's not like I got a lot of sleep, but boy, is that going to turn my day upside down. So I've got a jumbo cup of coffee. I've got two orders here we're going to look at from Whatnot. One of them is a brand new shop that I've never reviewed before and relatively new to Whatnot. This seller has only been on Whatnot for a couple of months. But we're going to take a look at what I got. I think it's important that you guys see different things, different places, different sellers, different shops, just different. You can get an idea of what's out there. But I made really good use, well, kind of good use, of my insomnia. And you've all heard me talk about a shop called UltraAuthentic with Jesse and his mom. Now, I've reviewed their shop and they get 5 stars. Well, he was having a late night Friday night. So I'm creating this on a Saturday morning. I don't know when you're going to see it because I'm going to post it out. You probably won't see it until like beginning of September. That's how far in advance I'm trying to get some videos done and boxes out of my house. But he was on late night. It was about 11 o'clock. And I got a notification that he was live. And I'm thinking, okay, well, for him, for me, it was 11, but because he's in Arizona, that was only 9 o'clock. So that wasn't late for him. So I started watching. OMG. I got to tell you guys, this is one of those things you have to watch out for. He was selling things at $1, $3, knocking prices ridiculously low. A coach, a little coach travel jewelry thing that sells for like 80, 90, $100. He sold it for $25. He was just doing a total blowout. This was a pop-up sale. He hadn't advertised he was going to do this. This was incredible. I stuck with him for 6 hours and 20 minutes. He signed off at 5:20 my time, which was 3:20 in the morning Arizona time. Him and Madam, I think they were hyped up on those monster drinks. I don't know how they did it. With me, it was insomnia. But the odd thing is, the minute he signed off, I was just chuckling and glowing at all the things I got. Wait till you see the things I got for a steal. But I rolled over. I still struggled to get to sleep a little bit, but I fell asleep. I think the last time I looked at my watch, it was like 5:45 in the morning. So I got a fair amount of sleep. I got enough sleep. So now I figured I get up. I'm well rested. I slept sound and I am ready to go. So come on in, set a spell with me. Let's take a look at this new shop. And you know who it is. If you watch YouTube or if you watch my channel, you'll know who I'm talking about. This is an order that was placed on August 2nd, and this order arrived on August 7th. 5 days, a day and a so for packing, but basically 5 days total from the date of the show. Now, where did this come from? This came from Melissa the Cheap Chick. Yes, the very same cheap chick that you see here on YouTube, that you've heard me talk about to go watch, that you've seen me promote her, heard me promote her on my show. She started selling on Whatnot just a few months ago. And this is, she spaces her shows out. She does them totally random. She hasn't done a show in like 3 weeks, almost 4 weeks. But this was a scheduled show she had for August 2nd, so I had it bookmarked so I could get in on it. I got 2 things from her, and I got them in a set. She sold them together. So very nicely wrapped, timely shipping, right? Here's the first item. This is this cutest little lantern. The entire lantern from top to bottom is about 8 inches. This is glass. This is not plastic. That's all glass. This is all metal. Even the ring is metal. There's no plastic on this. It still has the sticker from Hobby Lobby in Oklahoma City. $10.99 is the retail price on this from Hobby Lobby. It has this cute little door that opens. And this is big enough to hold like a tea light, a narrow, maybe a 2-inch candle, which I have battery operated tea lights and regular glass ones. I have no problem putting a live flame in this as long as it's a smaller candle, because this is all metal. There's absolutely no plastic, nothing in here that can burn. It does have legs, so if you don't want to hang it, you can set it down on its little legs, which means I can carry it around from room to room, like in the old days where they used to carry the lantern. This is so adorable. Absolutely love this. Perfect quality, no call outs. She did say it had a little dust on it, and you could see her brushing it off, but it did have dust on it. So when I took it out to first look at it when it arrived to check it for damages, I dusted it off. No extra charge for the dust. So this sold $10.99 brand new. And there's no reason for me to think this isn't still brand new. Look at that. Is that not gorgeous? Love it. All right. The second piece that came with it is the bigger piece. Very nicely wrapped, very nicely packed. The bigger lantern. This one looks more like a gazebo. It's got that arches, again, all metal, and it is vented. It's not closed up here. It is vented, so that lets some of the heat out. If the candle happens to be smoking, it lets some of the smoke out. This has a hinge door on it as well, but this is a double hinge. This is a slide up lock. You have to lift up, and it opens 2 sections. Open up to give you plenty of room to get a candle in here. To give you an idea on size, I grabbed one of my brown regular candles, single wick candle. It fits in there perfectly. So a 3 to 4 inch candle is good in here. Again, it's completely vented on the top. Take that back out again. This has a sliding latch. And it latches perfectly. Nice and snug. Doesn't come open. But I love that. It looks like little spider webs up top. Different little hearts, inverted hearts on the bottom. Vented on the top. And again, this came with free dust. I don't mind a little free dust. But this was a gorgeous 2-pack. When she had these in her bin, in her buy it now. And when you have something in your bin, you get to see it in advance of the auction. So when I saw these in there, and I saw them the day that they came out of a storage unit when she got them. So I saw that video and I'm like, oh, I can't wait to see them on Whatnot. Sure enough, there they were. They were in the bin. I asked her to show them to me. You know, if she could pull them out. She had a number on them. She pulled them out. This large one sells for $16.99. So $16.99 and $10.99. You're talking $27.98, roughly $28 for the 2 of these, if you were to walk into Hobby Lobby, and they still have them, you were to walk into Hobby Lobby and buy them brand new. They are brand new. Never used. No sign on the inside of any smoke, any residue, any wax, nothing. I got them for a bid of $11. That's a steal. That was great. So they were packed beautifully. Now, yes, I do have black metal plant hangers, the ones that are like 10 inches, they come out from the wall and down. I will be hanging these. I haven't quite yet decided where I'm going to hang them because I have something coming from Temu that also hangs, a little different, that will make my decision on where I put these. But these very possibly, I'm actually thinking, may go in different spots of the house, or I may separate them and one may go on the porch, one may go in the house. I don't know, but I had to have them. They were just too adorable. So again, the show was on August 2nd. This arrived on August 7, 5 days. And Melissa included this cute little packing here. Her little signature cheap chick, signed on the back with a heart and love. There's her little cheap chick. She put in this little, these are little jumper toys, little kids' toys. It's a little jumping frog, just to be different. She put in some cute little stickers. Pull the stickers out. Cute little stickers. I think they're upside down. Are they upside down? Oh, I don't know. Yes, they were upside down. Cute little bitty tiny stickers. I'll probably put these stickers in the toy into the subscriber giveaway box because I know a lot of you have grands and great grands at the toys before. And then she put this in here. Crush your goals. I'm going to read this to you because this hit home with me. And I'm thinking, wow, how appropriate that she just happened to pick this one out of all the ones that she has. It says, great people do things before they are ready. They do things before they know they can do it. Doing what you're afraid of, getting out of your comfort zone, taking risks. That's what life is. That's exactly what I did when I made the decision to buy this tiny house, move all the way across country, back almost to the East Coast, start brand new, even at my age. Step outside my comfort zone, outside what I knew, outside and away from people that I knew and places that I knew. This is what I did. This is what I did when I started my YouTube channel. This is what some of you are doing as you're starting your own YouTube channels, or maybe you're starting, as I did a subscriber spotlight in a video back in August. I did a subscriber spotlight of one of you that has recently started her own new whatnot shop. This applies to everybody. I've got a bunch of you that sold your homes, got into new places. You're moving here, you're moving there, you're beginning again for whatever changes. What, you know what they say, one door closes, another door opens. You have to be willing to walk through that door. I find as I get older, I'm more willing to take risks because for me, I look at it as like, what have I got to lose? I have nothing to lose. Granted, I take careful risks. I'm not going to go out and go skydiving or bungee jumping. But just in making decisions that I used to be hesitant to make, I'm not hesitant anymore. You've all seen that. You've all seen the changes. So, Melissa, that's a very prophetic saying, and I think it applies to all of us. So I'm going to add this little stuff into the goodie bag for you guys, or one of you guys, or one of your grands, one of your babies. It's just a cute little thing. You know what? And I'm going to pay it forward. There was a time that I used to just toss extra stuff like that and not worry about it, but I'm going to pay it forward. So How do I rate Melissa the Cheap Chick? And that's exactly how it's labeled on her box. That's how she's labeled at Whatnot. Melissa the Cheap Chick. Melissa's going to get 5 stars from me. Nothing to do with her YouTube channel. Her rating is the same way I rate everybody else. Okay? Need a sip of coffee here. Thank you for letting me do that. 1 star, half and half, for shipping, speed, and packing. Beautifully packed, got it within 5 days. Everyone at Whatnot has to ship within 3 days. That's under their contract. So allowing that 3 days, I basically got it in 2 days. She's in the next state. She's in Jacksonville, Florida, which is not that far from me. So shipping, 1 full star. Communication, 1 full star. She was actively involved in the chat. I asked a couple of random questions. I'm like, Melissa, where are she had all these shelves behind her with products on it. And I asked her, like, where do you have all this stuff? Where do you even have room for these shelves? And she sat back and she kind of chuckled. She goes, this is in my dining room. She says, we no longer eat here. This is in my dining room. She very personable, just like she is in her YouTube videos. So I saw the same person. Every time somebody won an auction, she said, congratulations. Rob, her fiance, long-term partner, he was in the background writing things down. You could hear his voice. I love that they were doing that together. That was so sweet. Rob does not want to be on camera. That's okay. We saw his picture on some personalized stuff, so we know, those of us who follow her, we know what he looks like. But I just think that was great because the communication between them poured over into communication with those of us in the room shopping, those of us in the chat. So there's a second full star. The third full star is the price of the shipping and the item. Standard shipping, I paid the $9.71 shipping. To me, it was worth it. I got the items at $11. So basically, it was a break even for me. All right. And I'm okay with that because my purchase, it helped Melissa. It promoted her shop. It gave me a chance to see how she runs her shows, how she is compared to her YouTube channel. So I had something to go on. So I'm very happy with the price of the shipping. Was, considering how heavy these are, that's cheap. All right. I've seen little boxes like this, and I've looked at people send me stuff in tiny, tiny little boxes, and they're paying $10, $12, $14 for a little box. For this to be shipped for $9, that's a steal. I still came in under retail value. I came in at a total of, because I did have a discount from her. So I came in and my total was under $20 for the 2, even though the items were valued over $20. It was a wash, but it was not a wash for Melissa. So by shopping there, I not only helped promote her channel by doing this review, but helped promote her, well, not her channel, her shop, but promote her shop by financially, by giving her that sale, right? Melissa does not mark things up a lot. Obviously, you can see she did 50% off of this because it was like buy one, get one free with a winning bid of $11. It's okay by me. So that's another full star she gets. Variety and presentation. She has a little bit of everything. Clothes, games, electronics, kids' toys, household items, jewelry, decor. She has a huge variety. And if we've ever, those of us who've ever watched her YouTube channel, we know she hauls from everywhere. She gets random pallets in different places. She gets things off of Poshmark. She gets things off of other discount sites. She gets things off of Temu. She gets things from her storage units. She has so many sources. It gives her an enormous variety of product. So variety, yes. Presentation, Absolutely. You can ask her any questions about the product. She'll show it to you. She will give you the call outs. If there's any flaws, she'll let you know. She let me know about the dust. Okay. You don't get much more honest than saying, hey, this is dusty. You're going to have to clean it. So very happy with her presentation, with her interactions and the way she presents everything, and that she has everything nicely displayed and numbered, because she puts everything in her bin. Everything, so that you can scroll down and you can see everything she has. That takes time to take all those pictures and put it in the bin, but she takes the time to do that, and that helps with her presentation. So she's getting a full star for that. And the last full star is for seller attitude. She has the right attitude. She's casual, she's laid back, she's personable, she's funny. The smile never left her face for the entire time. I watched her show from the moment I got the notification pop up that she was live. It was not a long show. It was maybe an hour and a half or so, hour and a half to 2 hours. Not long. She'll go for as long as you ask her to show things, or if there's something that she wants to show you, she'll bring it out and say, hey, I don't know if anybody's interested in this, but she'll put it out there. Not everybody goes in and looks at a bin, especially when you have 180 or 200 items or whatever. Sometimes you just want to go and ask. And that's the thing that I can't stress enough, as I do with every other shop on Whatnot. Ask, 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 ask. Okay? So Melissa, the cheap chick, gets 5 stars from Konnee's Little Corner. I highly recommend that you go into Whatnot, you find her shows, you bookmark them, take a look at her bin. You can look at the bin anytime. You don't have to be in a live to look at the buy it now. You can scroll through the buy it nows that these shops have at any time. Go in, look at the buy it now, see if there's anything that you're interested in. But at the very least, go on in, set a spell with her, just watch, get a feel for how she actually does her auctions. She starts most items at either $3 or $5, which is fine. I don't know yet if she does flash sales or anything, along those lines, but this was a bundle that I didn't even have to ask for. She already had them bundled as a set. So go chat with her, ask her questions, find out what do you want to, whatever it is that you want to know about it. And I, of course, will communicate with her and try to get as much more information as I can. But that is Melissa the Cheap Chick. So I can honestly say I love her on YouTube and I love her on Whatnot. She is seriously the same lady, no matter where you come across her. All right. We are now going to take a look at an order that's been sitting here for quite some time. And this is an order from SoldBySam. You're seeing this in September. I pre-recorded all my videos through the month of August. You're seeing this sometime in September. And by the time you see this, it's probably going to be, for me, I don't know. I might be working on October stuff. I don't know. I'm just trying to get things done because I have so much more coming in and so much to do. But as you've seen, every once in a while, I'll bump things around and I'll put in a recent current video and not re-record it in advance. But I've had this box from SoldBySam sitting here for quite a while. This show was from July 14th. And you're only seeing this on September 3rd, I think is when I'm releasing this video. This was July 14th. I received this on July 18th. So I'm very happy about the shipping from SoldBySam. There's only 4 items in this box, but there are 4 items that are going to show you the diversity. Now, I have the price that I paid for each item, and I'll put the MSRP up here on the screen for you. One of those, please. It'll be up on the screen. Sam does the same thing as he always does. He checks off your items, puts a nice personal thank you, Sam, on the bottom of it. I've gone back and watched a couple more of his shows. He did a Christmas in July show. He's still the same person and still sells in the same way as when I first came across him. So let's see what's in this box. And then let's see if my ratings for Sam have changed any. All right. He labels anything that's liquid, he sends in these packing envelopes. Now, I could save these bubble wraps, but I don't. There isn't anything I'm going to send in a bubble wrap like this. This is another container of the spray and wash. You saw me get 2 of them from him before. He had a third one that came up in a different show. I had donated to my community. My community has a laundry center, and I don't know what you call it, like a bathhouse, I guess is the old word they used to use. It's a big, beautiful building, and it has restrooms for guests. It has showers for guests, because my community is broken up into sections where we have everything from, we don't have tent campers, but we have RVers, we have fifth wheelers, we have motorhomes, huge, big motorhomes that come in here. We have tiny homes, we have cabins, we have single wide and double wide mobile homes. This is just a massive community. And I think it's wonderful that they provide this combination laundry center bathhouse. So when you have what I call transients, people that are coming through and not really staying long, maybe they're just coming in for the holiday or they're traveling cross country, they come in, they can get a nice hot shower, they can do their laundry. These services are all provided. So I had donated the spray and wash that I had gotten before. This is why I picked up another bottle. And this bottle was so inexpensive that I said, you know what? I'm going to donate this to. I got this for $6. That's still a good deal. And to me, it's a very small amount to be able to contribute to the community and help out. There's been so many activities here. I've met so many people that are just kind of like passing through, and they're always talking about how the amenities for them are top notch. And they love that they can, there's a machine they can get laundry soap. Providing the spray and wash in there is just a bonus. Who does that? Right? They do. Let me get the packing out of here. All right, I'll get the smaller items out and I'll save the bigger items for last. Okay. I told you in a previous video that I was getting these. So now I have them. This is a set of earbuds. Gotta find my scissors. My earbuds were so old. And they were the wired kind. They were not wireless. They were the wired kind. Let me get this open. I'll put the MSRP on the screen for you, as you know. Let's pull these out. I think. Yep. Okay, they just slide out. True wireless earbuds. Comes in this nice little box. I love the color. It's kind of like a rose gold color almost. There's your little case. There's your tiny little brand new earbuds. And this is going to be the trick for me because my ears are kind of weird and don't always hold an earbud. OMG. It fits and it stays in. I could not be happier. Holy cow. So nice little storage case, everything that comes in, little charging case. This is where you would charge them up. Your accessories are down here in the bottom of the box. Let me get rid of the foam. Oh, goodness. Hold on. See what happens when you don't get a lot of sleep? There it comes with the little instruction booklet. This should be my charger in here in this nice little box, the way these are packed. Yep, look at this. Extra replacement parts, 4 extra pieces for your ears. Your charging cord, which this is a USB and a C plug. It's not very long, so you've got to keep it pretty close to your charging block when you plug it in. I have to set this up, make the connection to my phone. This is great. I love that finally I have earbuds that stay in my ears no matter which way I turn my head or shake my head. So perfect. Now, you saw in a previous video that I had gotten the earbud cleaning kit. This is why. So I'm excited that I finally have this. I am definitely going to be setting those up and putting those to use. It'll be so nice, right? So the MSRP is up on the screen, and I paid $10 for these, and I think that's a great deal. The little light in the front tells you how charged they are. That's what this is. Tells you how charged. Once I pull that tab out, you know what? Let's pull it out. Now that I have it, let's pull that off. All right. So this will tell you how charged they are when you plug it in. I don't know if I can plug this into the side of my computer. I'm thinking on my feet right now, guys, with very little sleep. But I'm thinking on my feet. Let's see if I can plug this into my computer without running into a problem with my computer. Bear with me. All right. Plug it into the bottom here. There we go. It's charging. So I'm not going to leave this plugged into my computer because it'll drain my laptop while I'm recording, because that's what I record on. But that's your display to let you know how much it's charged. That's pretty cool. $10. I think it's a great deal. All right, next item. My scissors. You saw me get this from something like this from a different shop. This is a Logitech. This is what I'm used to having. I'm about to have to make use of my backup because what I currently have is the left click is not working anymore. And if I don't have left click and right click available when I need it, then my mouse is pretty much useless to me and I might as well toss it. But this is a Logitech. Let me get it out of the box. Wireless mouse, quiet function, comfort plus. Your instructions. Does anybody need instructions for a mouse? I don't think so. Controls on the side. I like that. Your mouse clicker. I'm going to pull that out because I don't need it in there anymore. The mouse is on. It's got your wheel, which is nice. On-off button on the bottom. Got your battery compartment and your dongle for your computer that you put into your computer. It's stored nicely. That's what I like about the Logitechs. They're stored inside. And that was wonderful when I was traveling cross country. It was absolutely wonderful that it had that. And this has a pull-up tab to make it easy to get your batteries out. This one runs, like most of them do, on 2 batteries. Comes with the batteries in place. This is a nice, how can I put this? The sides are nice rubbery, but the top is nice and smooth. So this is really nice comfort grip. I like that. But this is not made for left-handers. I've learned to use a mouse. I'm left-handed, but I've learned to use a mouse in my right hand because trying to find a left-handed mouse, yes, you can find them, but they're not great quality and they're usually crazy expensive. The MSRP is up on the screen for this, but I only paid $6 for this, which is a steal for a Logi. I'm currently using, look at the difference. This is my current mouse. So they're both Logis or Logitech. They don't always last depending on how much you use them. That's why it's important to have a backup. But the quality of this one is great. And this gives you an idea of the things that Sam has. All right, let's get on to the last thing in the box. I'm hoping to be able to put this to use sometime in the next month or so. We've had an unusual amount of rain where barely does it go a day without some kind of rain. So certain outside activities are not possible, like painting. But I got myself a spray gun. It's electric. It plugs in. It's not battery operated, which is fine. I have 100, I think 1 or 2 100-foot electrical cords. But this is an HVLP paint sprayer. Let's see what we have here. Standard household voltage power consumption is 700 watts. Power cord is 6.5 feet. Reservoir is the container for the paint is 1,200 milliliters. That's pretty good size. It comes with 4 different size nozzles, 1, 1.5, 2, and 3. Paint sprayer, 4 nozzles, nozzle cleaning needle, viscosity cup, cleaning brush, dust joint, cleaning joint, 5 filters, the manual, and of course, the whole shebang. So, let's take a look. I have my shed to paint. The outside of my house is wood, which means every 5 years or so, it's going to need to be painted. I don't want to be out there with a paintbrush and a roller. I would rather tape up the windows and the doors, break out the paint sprayer, and have at it. Be able to paint my tiny home in a matter of a couple of hours. User manual comes with it. Extra pack of filters. You saw me get filters similar to this, smaller, for a paint funnel that I got. This is similar filters. Paper with the screening on the bottom. Your pack of nozzles and all your cleaning tools. And I'm not going to open that because I don't want it to go all over the place. I'm going to take a look at this because I want to see the quality. There's your screw on top. This is not flexible. This is preset in that bend to stay that way, right? There's all your connections on the top. This is nice and sturdy. You know, if you have an older one, you know it's all metal. This is part, oh my gosh, this is heavy. This is part metal and part plastic, which is fine. There's your big well. That's a good amount of paint. When you paint using a sprayer, unless you're on a hose-fed paint, like on a compressor pneumatic kind of sprayer, you're always going to have some sort of a well with your sprayer. So this is a good size. Right? It also comes with, come on, yeah, if you have any paint left in the bottom, you can just put the cap on it. You can take off this so that you can spray this out and clean this out, and you can just put the cap on the bottom, store the paint in there. I can actually see myself doing that. If I can't get the house painted in one day, or let's say the shed painted in one sitting for whatever reason, I don't have to worry about emptying this out and cleaning this out. I can just close it up, leave the paint in there, and start again a couple hours later, a couple days later. So nice that it comes with the extra cover. And then your handheld unit. This is heavy. This is heavy. Holy cow. This has some, yes, I can hang on to it. It's not all that bad, but it does have some weight to it. This has a locking. You put this in here, you lock that in, so it holds it tight. You can adjust this as you need to. There you go. You put your nozzles on this end. Electrical cord, 6.5 feet. I'll definitely, if I had a battery on this, I knew the battery would be adding weight to it. I also knew that I would only go so far before that battery would stop. I made a conscious decision to look for a paint sprayer that was corded. Nice unit. Very nice unit. 10 times the quality that you would find at any place else, including our old-time favorite Temu store. This quality is worth the price. The MSRP is up on the screen. I paid $43 for this. I paid under retail. To me, this is worth it. It's worth every penny that I paid for it. So, does Sam have a variety? How are we going to rate Sold by Sam on just these 4 products? A mouse, earbuds, spray and wash, and a paint sprayer. Yeah, that's variety. Sam does random Amazon pulls. His boxes are relatively small. He'll have his boxes stacked up in the background, and he'll ask you, you want to do 1, 2, 3, or 4? He'll let you pick which box, because he does not even know what's in these boxes. They're still sealed. He opens them on camera, so he sees what he sees. If he sees something in the box and he knows, wow, this is worth $100 or $200, he won't show it to us. He'll look, pull it out, set it aside. Won't even say a word to us about it. And then he'll put it in his bin, which is fine. He's got a lot of really nice items in his bin that are quality and priced way under retail. I was fighting for this with another bidder. Come to find out, that other bidder was a contractor who had put something up in the chat saying, it's exactly what I need. It's like the one that we've been using for years, and now I've got extra help. I need an extra sprayer. Well, guess what? Your girl here got this. All right. He asked in the chat, he says, congratulations. Are you a he or a she? And I wrote back, does it matter? And he goes, oh, you're a she? Yeah, I'm a she. I'm a she who's not afraid to use tools, to learn how to use them, to try new things. I'm still in the market for a 2-in-1 nail / staple gun. If anybody out there has one. But great deals, good savings on these products, wonderful variety. In my previous video for Sold by Sam, I had given him 5 stars. In this video, I also gave him 5 stars. It's a no-brainer, guys. The shipping came super quick. It was packed up beautifully. Sam's communication is on point. The price of the shipping is the standard $9.71 spread out over all these items. And the price of the items under retail. Big margin like other places? No, but still under retail, a good savings, the convenience of sitting in my living room and shopping from home to get the things that I need. Everything you've seen me get from him now and previous will be put to use happily. Put to use. His variety, obviously, okay? The way he presents the items, he's very good at it. He doesn't just hold it up and say this. He will, if you want him to open it, he'll open it as long as the chat is okay with that. Some people don't want it open. Some people want it new in box, but they don't realize you cannot go back to Amazon if there's a problem with what's in the box. You have to go through Whatnot. So this is why Whatnot sellers are so willing to open the packages, because either, they're not responsible for what's in the package, but Whatnot customer service kind of absorbs the responsibility. When they buy these, they say, okay, it's on us. Whatever we get, we have to take care of if the customer is not happy. So they'll open a box to make sure we can see what we're getting. They'll read us as much information off the boxes as they can if they don't open it. Paint sprayer, pretty cut and dry. Mouse, pretty cut and dry. Earbuds, again, none of these things are really rare and unusual, but the variety is there, and the way they're presented to us is everything that we need to know. Sam is very good about that. And his attitude, as I said, he's a very personable young man, very polite, has manners. If you ask a question in the chat, he'll look at you, he'll look at the camera and go, yes, ma'am. No, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Seriously polite, and manners are not lost. His mama raised him right. That's all I can say. So 5 stars for Sold by Sam. What can I say? So guys, that's 2 shops. Melissa, the Cheap Chick on Whatnot, and more from Sold by Sam. I do hope at the very least that you will go to Whatnot, check out these shops, just sit, observe, watch. Melissa only does a few shows a month. Sold by Sam does a few shows a week. And with both of these, you can ask them for what you're looking for. Hey, have you come across this? Have you come across that? What do you got in the back that you haven't sold? Do you have anything that is not in your bin? Right? Don't be afraid to ask that question. Don't be afraid to negotiate. Again, you can either negotiate on screen in the chat. You can say, hey, will you take $10 for this? They'll either say yes or no, but it doesn't hurt to ask. I prefer to negotiate through private message. To message in the middle of an auction, if you want to message the shop or the seller in the shop, you just go up to their little icon right at the very top corner of the screen. You click on that icon, you'll get a pop-up, scroll down until you see message. Type in your message. Hey, with such and such an item or item number, whatever, will you take this? Will you bundle this, and this together? Ask whatever you want to ask, right? They will, and then go into the chat and say, hey, I just sent you a DM, a direct message, okay, or PM, private message, however, whatever terminology you want to use, or, I just sent you a message. However you want to do that. So ask. They do have to have a separate device to check their messages on. When they're streaming live, they can't check their messages on what you're seeing them on. So, for example, with Melissa, Rob may have a separate device, or Melissa may have a separate device that she can check her messages. With Sold by Sam and any of the other places I go to, they all have secondary devices where they can go and check any messages that come in. And then they'll either reply to you by message, or they'll reply to you right on the screen, or you'll see them put the item up, say, okay, we've had a request for this item. They'll put the item up at the price you asked for, and you have to bid on it. Doesn't mean somebody else might not come in and snipe it from you, but at least they're willing to run it at what you asked for it. Okay? Hopefully that gives you a little bit more information. Guys, if you do have certain questions about navigating, bidding through these auctions, prices, pricing, shipping, drop me a comment. konneeslittlecorner@gmail.com. If I don't have an answer for you, I will get an answer for you. You can also leave your questions down below in the comments because you know I read every single comment. You can tell that I'm reading your comments and acknowledging your comments because everyone at the very least will get a heart on their comment because you're taking the time to do that for me. And if it's something that needs a response or is open to a response, you're going to get one. And it's always personalized. That's how I am. I don't care if I get 500 comments. I'm retired. I got nothing better to do than sit and chat with you guys in the comments. And I love that. So, last thing before we go, I am giving some serious thought about doing another live and a live product opening. I am also, as I said, considering doing a live auction of the jewelry that I create so that I can clear out my inventory and get everything down to where it's scratch. And when I do that auction, my plan is already to do $1, $2, or $3 items, or 2 for $5, or 3 for $5. Very, very low cost. Yes, I will ship internationally. As you know, I have before, but those of you that are international know that you're looking at anywhere from $20 to $30 in shipping expenses. You may be looking at a customs things, but I have learned from you guys that when I ship to Australia or when I ship to United Kingdom, I put the value of the item at $1 so that your import fees that you get for anything coming in, that when you go to pick up your item, you might only have to pay pennies, all right, to get your item. And sometimes it's so low they don't charge you at all. So that's something that's coming down the road that I'm starting to prepare for behind the scenes that you don't see. Is keeping me busy. Again, I'm still practicing that art of distraction, but I am getting better at it. I think of Levi and Sadie both with lots of love, lots of fondness, lots of joy. I still get weepy and I'm starting to right now just by mentioning it, but the bawling for hours and hours and hours and hours on end and all day long is passing. And my focus is still on them, but also on the future. And there's a lot going on in the future. So stay tuned. Give a big thumbs up. Leave a comment. Make sure that you share this video. And if you're not already subscribed to Konnee's Little Corner, please consider doing so. You will help me grow. We are literally about 25 subscribers away from hitting 4,000 subscribers for this channel. That's amazing. Can we do it? Can we do it before the year is up? That would be nice. It'd be nice if I could hit 5,000 before the year is up. The more subscribers I have, that is what helps me and any other channel get monetized so we can bring you more products. That's what it's all about. I am not an influencer for any company anymore. I will do collaborations with other companies that want me to promote their product, but only certain ones. I've turned down a lot of them recently because you know what? Their items are too expensive. And I know we don't spend our money willy-nilly. My viewers on this channel are very budget conscious and financially conscious and aware. So if somebody comes at me and says, hey, will you promote this $200 item? My answer is nope. Cut and dry. Nope. So that's what I do for you guys. I find you the products. I find you the places to shop. I try to find you the savings. I try to keep you informed, to give you lots of information. You can ask me questions about anything. Don't get personal. Shopping, stores, whatever you want to know about, whatever you would like to find out. What do I know about that, or what information I can share about that? Please don't be afraid to ask me as well. Okay, guys? So remember, stay hydrated. Above all else, please stay sweet And I will catch you soon with Temu and SuperBuys. Bye.